Hello my dear students. So let us continue with our chapter, that is SQL. So in our previous video we have seen with an alter statement with the different examples like how to modify the column name, okay, how to add the new columns, okay, how to drop the column name, and then we have also seen the examples of how to rename the column name and how to rename the table name itself also. Okay. Now here are the few more examples we shall see how the alter statement works. So now this is the example related to your practicals. Okay. So I have already created with a table with the name as electricity bill here. Okay. Now when you look at this table, you have how many column names? RR number, consumer name, date, billing and unit. Only 4 columns I have there. But later I want to add 2 more columns to it. When I want to add 2 more column name, okay, we have to add. We are adding, right? That is the reason I have to use a keyword known as add. When I want to change the data type of any of the column, then I have to use a keyword known as modify. When I want to change the old column to the new column, then I have to use a keyword as rename column. When I am changing the table itself, okay, changing the table name itself, then I have to use a keyword as rename to. And when I am dropping any one of the column from an existing table, I have to use the drop column. Understood? So these are certain keywords. Similarly, here I want to add the 2 columns as amount and due date. I want to add these 2 columns. So therefore what I am using is alter table electricity bill add amount, it's mention its data type, comma, due date and mention its data type. When I execute this particular query, I'll get an output as table altered. That means you should understand that these 2 columns are being added to your table. Now, how you will get to know that certain changes are being done to your table? Then to check that, I have to again check the structure of the table, isn't it? By looking at the structure of table, you can make out how many columns are there and what are their data types. So for that, to check this again structure of the table, you can execute describe and your table name. Desec command it is describe electricity bill. When you do it, you can see previous in videos I have shown the example only till unit where the columns were being created. Later, since you have executed this command, you have added 2 new columns, then amount plus due date also it has been added, and that's how you are able to see this particular structure of this particular table. I hope students you are being clearly understand how to use the alter command, when all to use the alter command. It's very important from your practical point of view. Moving on to the next topic, that is the next command, that is drop table. Now drop statement is very important here. The drop table command is used to remove a table definition and all its data, indexes, triggers, constraints and permission specifications for that particular table. Suppose if I want to delete the entire table from the database, understood? And if I want to remove any of the constraints, or if I want to delete any of the columns, I can use the drop table. Just now I have with the alter table we have seen how I can delete the particular column by using the drop command. So same way with the triggers and indexes and all, we shall see in the next videos. Okay, just you need to understand that it is used to remove a table definition and all its data. That means when you drop the table, you want to delete it, then how the syntax should be? Drop table followed by its table name. Now example here, drop table employee. When I do this, when I execute this particular data, previously whatever the table you have created, everything would be deleted. Therefore it is telling that we can remove a table definition and all its data. In previous examples, we have not even inserted any values. Simply we had created the table, so that entire table will be deleted. Even if you have inserted values also, entire values will be deleted from that particular data, that particular table. Similarly, drop table suppliers also. Suppliers table will be deleted, plus the data whatever is there in that particular suppliers table, every data would be cleared. Okay, moving on to the next command is the insert command, a very important command here, because once the table is created, the next step is to add the new records or the rows of the data to the table in the database. Understood? So when adding the values for all the columns of the table, there is no need to specify the column's name at all. See, whenever you are adding the values, okay, there are two different formats. You can specify the column names, or and one more format is wherein you need not to specify any of the columns. Understood? I'll be showing here some of the examples here, how to add the values to the table. Now, see the syntax here. Insert into table name, okay, column 1, column 2, column n, values, value 1, value 2, value n. That means when adding the values for the specific columns for the table, column names has to be specified. In the other way, when you are adding values for all the columns of the table, there is no need to. See, if you have created 5 columns you have created and you want to add the values only for 3 columns, then you can use this particular format. Okay, 5 columns are there, but you want to add the values only for 3 columns. Then use this. Whenever you want to add the values to the specific columns of the table, then the column names has to be specified. One of the example here I can show you here. See here. Insert into employee, ID, name, age, salary, then values is the keywords. So values, then specify. ID 124 I have given. Name is a varchar. Since it's a varchar, we need to enclose it in the single quotes. Comma, age is a number 25, and then salary is 35,000. So this is one of the way to insert the values into the table, that is employee. Okay, so insert into employee, okay, ID, comma name, age, comma salary, values, and then specify the values, and each values of that particular column should be separated by the commas. Remember, if the numbers are there, no need to give any single quotes. If the data type is varchar, then it has to be enclosed in the single quotes. Or one more format we have, wherein for the first time if you are entering the values to all the columns, how many ever columns are there, to all the columns if you want to enter the values for that particular table, then how do I do it? Insert into employees, employee as a table, then values. So this would be my ID, this would be name, this would be age, this would be an address, because address was there already, right, in the previous video, that example. Address, because address is we have taken it as a varchar, so that's in single quotes. Even in the name is a varchar, single quotes, comma, then specifying what the salary. I hope you are able to understand. Only specific columns when you want to add the data, use this format. Or when you want to add the data for all the columns that you have created, then better use this format. Insert into employee, values. Therein you need not to mention any of the column names. Directly you can mention the values, and each value has to be separated by the commas there. I hope students, here the syntax is clear. Moving on to the next example. Here you can see, insert into employees, ID, comma name, comma age, comma address, comma salary, then values. Then what are the values to be inserted? ID as 1, name as Rajappa, age 42, address as Tumkur, and then his salary should be 4,000. So each time you are creating the row, each time you are getting the output as one row created. Now when you execute this particular query, only one row will be created. Again you need to type as insert into employees, mention the column names, then mention the values, then specify the values for that particular columns mentioned here. Then what happened? Again, now this second time the new row is created. No, again one row is created. For you total how many rows are created? 2 rows are created. But each time you are entering only one set of values, right? So therefore it is getting every time one row created, one row created. So total how many rows are created for the employees table then? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So this is one of the format to insert the values into the table. Now since we have created the electricity table here, after creating the table, now I am trying to enter the values to all the columns of the electricity bill table. Then look how do I write here the query. So once the table is created, insert into electricity bill, this is my table name, specified by values is a keyword, then followed by all the the values for the particular columns. Okay, they should be separated by the comma. So RR number, what data type I have taken as work array. See, it's a combination of both the characters as well as the numbers. So they should be enclosed in the single quote, separated by comma. Followed by the consumer name, which is again a work array, should be enclosed in the single quote. Followed by the date also. Date also should be enclosed in the single quote. So comma, date, comma, what is my unit number, that you have to specify. Since unit number is of data type as number, I didn't enclose it in a single quote, so I am just mentioning here as 34. So this is my first row created. I am getting the output as one row created. Every time I am executing second row, when I am creating, I am again specifying the same, okay, in the query, but values are different. When I execute again, I am getting the output as one row created. Like this here, how many row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times I have inserted the values, so 6 rows are being created. For every row you create, you are getting the output. I hope students, you are able to understand how to insert. There are two formats. So generally we are using this particular format. If you have at once, if you are inserting all the values to the table, then better use it this format, or specifying, mentioning only specific columns if you are entering, you can follow the other format which I have shown there. Okay, so let us move on to the next here. We can even populate the data into the table through the select command over the another table, provided another table should have a certain set of fields which are being required to populate the first table. You can see here, insert into the first table name, okay, column 1, column 2, column n. Then you can even select column 1, column 2, column n from the second table name, specifying the where condition. See, I am inserting the values to the newly created table, but I am not specifying values to it. But what I am trying to do, I am trying to fetch those records from the another table wherein I have already been inserted. Okay, in my previous exam, I was creating the employee table from fetching the records from the companies table. Same way, I am inserting the contents into my new table as employees, and I am specifying the columns as ID number and name and age. But I am not I am not writing. What I am doing, I am selecting that ID number, age, okay, and then salary from I have already created in some other table, second table as companies, and I am specifying where the ID are greater than 1000. So every time instead of inserting, I am just specifying what columns name and what the data should be. So what I am doing in the newly created table, I am trying to fetch the contents from already existing table. So you can even populate, you can even directly use the insert and select command at once to try to fetch the contents from the other table, from one table to the another table. Moving on to the next command, that is the select command. Now select command, it is usually used to fetch the data from the database table, which returns the data in the form of result table. I think in the earlier days, different forms of select command have already been discussed with one of the video. Whenever if I want to retrieve or fetch any content from the table, then I need to use the select command. Okay, to fetch the records of the specific fields of the table, then I need to use the syntax as select column 1, column 2, up to column n from the table name. Make it as column 1 here. Select column 1, column 2, up to column n from the table name. Say for an example, I can say that select ID, age, address, salary from employee. That means what? I'm actually I'm retrieving the data as ID, age, okay, salary and address and salary from the employee table. So that I'll be able to get the result in the form of the table. So therefore the result table is called as the result cells. Whatever the data I am retrieving from the select command, we may call it in the form of result sets. Okay, let us see the example. One more. If I want to fetch all the records of all the fields of the table, okay, if I want to fetch all the records from all the fields of the table, as we know that select star from table name. In some of my previous videos where I was using select star from customers, when I was explaining about the operators, I was logical operators when I was explaining, I had taken one of the query as select star from customers. When that particular query was executed, the entire table was being displayed. So if I want to view the contents of that particular table, not the structure, if I want to see the structure of the table, then it's only been described. In the structure of the table, I can only see the column name and its constraints and the data type. If I want to see the table with the records, if I want to see what all through the insert command, what all records you have entered into the table, then I have to use the query known as select star from table name. Understood? Now one more form of select statement we have, when to use the where clause in the select statement. Suppose if I want to fetch the data based upon certain particular condition, if I want to fetch the data, okay, to specify a condition while fetching the data from the table, the where clause has been used. If the condition is been satisfied, only then it returns the specific value from the table. Otherwise, sometimes the where clause is also used to filter the records and fetching only the necessary records. Suppose if I want to see the employees whose ID is greater than 1000. Now what ID is greater than? Maybe there are employees like 2 employees whose ID is 500 and 400. So the next are 1000, okay, 1200, 1300. Like this, if IDs are there, and if I want to fetch those only records where ID is greater than 1000, then I would like to use the command known as select, and then I do need to mention the where command as where ID is greater than 1000. When I mention that, it will filter 400, 500, everything will get deleted, and only from the 1000 what is there, it will select and it will retrieve in the form of table. And where clause is not only used in the select statement, but it is also used with the update delete statement also. So update and delete we shall study into the next videos. Now let us see the syntax. Select column 1, column 2, column n from the table name where condition. Already these forms with the select I have already discussed in one of the video. It is just a kind of a repetition here. Now here is an example. Select ID, name, comma, salary from employee where the name is Tina. So I am selecting the ID, name and salary from the table known as employee where the name is Tina. That means the record related to Tina with the ID, name, salary will be retrieved regarding the Tina. Apart from that, so many were the employees, all those employees will not be selected. Only the related information regarding Tina, that too only ID, name and salary will be retrieved. There was address also, address and all will not be, age also was there, that is not retrieved, because what I am selecting only these 3 columns, right? Only these 3 columns from this table, and specifying the based upon condition, it would retrieve me the data. That's the use of the select statement. Okay students, so this we shall further concepts of this particular select command we shall see in the next video. Till that, take care of yourself, practice all these commands, watch the videos, okay, solve the assignments. Thank you students, take care of yourself.